What does it cost to LS swap an E30? Let's figure it out. All right, so let's break down the cost of LS swapping an E30. Now there's obviously so many factors to this, like if you're going to be buying new or used parts, if you have any connections in the industry, if you're going to be doing all the work yourself or hiring it out to some shops, and really just how crazy you want to make your build. For the sake of this video, we're going to be budgeting for a clean, reliable, and safe LS1 swapped car. We're going to be buying a couple key things new, but trying to save some money where we can by buying some used parts or doing a couple little DIYs. Please keep in mind that this video is not how to do the cheapest LS swap possible. We wanted to make a video with a very realistic budget for a good quality swap. Now, over the last 8 months, I just completed my own LS3 swap on my E30. So I have all of the parts and all of the prices really fresh in my head. So with all of that in mind, let's jump right into engine and drivetrain and start pricing this thing out. Up here in Canada, a clean LS1 engine goes for about $2,500. I fucked up the audio in this shot, but the good audio is coming back after engine and drivetrain. Up here in Canada, a clean LS1 engine goes for about $2,500 with the wiring harness. And if it doesn't come with a good clutch, then you can get your clutch, pressure plate, and flywheel off of Rock Auto for about $500. You're going to need some adapter lines to connect your clutch cylinder to the T56 release bearing, and that's going to be about 60 bucks. For your transmission, you need a F-body T56, and this runs you about $2,500. Let's assume that it comes with a belt housing. For your drive shaft, you can get one made locally or order online, and it's between $400 to $1,000. I got mine made locally for $700. For mounting your engine and transmission, Siki has a mounting kit that comes in at $700, but if you've got some spare metal laying around and you're decent with a welder, you can probably just make your own. That's what I did on mine, and I saved a little bit of money there. Now, Siki also offers the LS Swap E30 oil pan, and this comes in at $700. But honestly, you might as well just use the Moroso pan because it's way cheaper and it's essentially the same thing. Also, Siki claims that you need to be using their oil filter relocation kit, but when I used my Moroso pan, I just mounted the filter right in the stock location and I had no problems. Easy peasy. For your diff, you can reuse the E30 one as long as it is a medium case, and I would very strongly recommend that you use a secondary diff mount to really stiffen that thing up. Garzistic sells a secondary diff mount kit for, I think it was about $250. Also, keep in mind that you are still on your factory axles. All right, let's talk about exhaust. Now for your headers, there's no real great option unless you're willing to pay big money. Siki offers 1 7/8" headers that flow really great and they look awesome, and I can vouch for them. They are really high quality, but they come in at $1,200. Besides that, some people use modified F-body manifolds. They're about $200. Some people use Sanderson headers. They're about $300. But I've also read that lots of people just weren't happy with them because they really just don't flow as well. So for this build, we're going to be using these Siki headers. Now to mount these in the car, you need to be using solid offset control arm bushings. These run you at $140. And you'll also need to remove that steering rag joint from your E30 and go to a solid steering shaft conversion. That runs you at $300. Now for the rest of your exhaust system, a local exhaust shop will probably charge you around $1,000 depending on exactly how you want it and how much that shop actually charges. Now there's also the option that you can do it completely by yourself, just pick up the raw materials of the pipes, the mufflers, and weld it all together. This will probably cost you $200 to $300. This is a spot where it's completely up to you. All right, let's talk about our cooling system. So the E30 E36 Mishimoto aluminum radiator works just fine for this swap. I've had it on my car all summer and it keeps that LS nice and cool. You're going to need a couple custom rad hoses that will probably be about $50, and then you'll need a 14-inch cooling fan that'll be about $200. Now, this is also a really good time to throw in a new thermostat and water pump on your LS, just to have that peace of mind that's going to stay nice and cool. That should be about $150 on Rock Auto. All right, let's talk about electrical. Now, you can reuse the factory GM ECU. All you got to do is tune out the immobilizer and some of the emission stuff, and you can get that done locally for about $100. If you want a little bit more tunability with your engine, or if you're planning to make a lot more power than stock, then you should probably go with an aftermarket ECU, and that runs you between $700 to $1,500 depending on your choice. For my build, I chose to go with the Holley Terminator ECU, just because it gives me a little bit more flexibility if I wanted to go forced induction or throw in a bigger cam. For the sake of this video, we're going to be using the GM factory ECU because we're running a mostly stock LS1. Now, the last thing we got to do with electrical is get all of our gauges working. So to get the coolant gauge working, you just need a simple adapter to plumb your E30 cooling sender into the block of the LS. This adapter shouldn't cost you any more than $50. And the last gauge we need to get working is our tach. Now, on my build, the tach signal from the Holley ECU just worked perfectly fine on the E30 cluster. If for some reason it wasn't working, you can always get the Dakota Digital box, and this just converts the tach signal into something that the E30 cluster would like to see. This box comes in around $80 to $100. For your fuel system, the E30 fuel lines have enough flow to be able to support the LS1 no problem, but you do need to put in a new fuel pump and a new fuel pressure regulator. The go-to fuel pump is the Walbro 255, and that runs you about $75. You'll also need to put in the GM fuel filter and fuel pressure regulator in one, and you can get that off of Rock Auto for $100. Lastly, you'll just need all sorts of AN fittings and lines to be able to connect up all these new goodies, and all those should really just be like $50. All right, here's a couple other things that you'll need to consider for your swap. You're gonna need a custom air intake system, and it'll probably cost you around $150 to figure this out. You're gonna need a Locar 36-inch throttle cable, and this runs you about $60. You're gonna need the Chase Bay's brake booster eliminator kit. This runs you $200. And then you're gonna need to make up or buy a pre-made kit to connect your power steering lines from the GM pump to the E30 steering rack. Also, you're gonna be needing engine oil, tranny fluid, diff fluid, power steering fluid, brake fluid, all those things. Lastly, you'll be needing all sorts of shop supplies like shop rags, floor dry, cleaning materials, nuts and bolts, wires, electrical connectors, electrical tape, grinding discs, cutting discs, welding supplies, you know what I'm saying. And the grand total is $12,470. But wait, everything we listed is just to get the car running and driving. What about some of those supporting mods, like maybe putting on some bigger wheels and tires, upgrading your factory brakes, and also maybe just freshening up some of that old suspension? There's all sorts of other supporting mods that you'll probably want to do now that you've put some money into your engine and drivetrain. Also, all the prices that I listed did not include shipping or taxes.
Millions of dollars in taxes.
Which really ends up playing a big role in the total cost of the build. Also, actually no, I think that's it. All right guys, hopefully this video was really helpful for you. If anybody else has any recommendations on how you could save a little bit more money on the LS swap, then please comment down below and share your wisdom. Please remember that after spending all this money, you do end up with a really, really cool car that's lots of fun to drive, so don't get discouraged. If you guys want to see any footage of my LS3 Swap E30, then please go check out the channel and please subscribe. Thank you for watching. See you later.